Hey guys, JJ back here. This time to give you a free pick for April 26th. It's going to be the Diamondbacks versus the Cubs. Robbie Ray versus Kyle Hendricks. Games will be played in Arizona, 9:40 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Seeing the line, Diamondbacks minus 110, total 8.5. All right, so as of this recording, we sit 1-1 in the bottom of the ninth inning with Philly versus Miami. Now, I've seen crazier happen, but we should be able to cash the under 7.5 there. As I said, it was a good spot for Nola to settle down, and Caleb Smith is just filthy when he's on his game. Both went on to pitch at least 6 innings with the bullpens picking up right where they left off. Look, when teams aren't hitting, they just aren't hitting. It's silly to assume otherwise. All right, now, I know every cuck under the sun grabbed a bottle of hand lotion and is currently watching the NFL draft right now, probably with a semi. I can't wrap my head around that concept, watching the draft. I mean, don't even get me started on the pikers that actually show up to the draft. I think I'd rather drink rat poison than watch any type of NFL draft coverage or anything. Like my ultimate nightmare is I wake up strapped to a chair, sitting in front of a television with my eyes stapled open, and the NFL draft is starting. Ooh, just gives me the chills thinking about it. Also, you ever notice how everyone this time of year becomes an expert on the NFL draft? Your friends and family, they tell you who each team needs to draft as if they were born to evaluate football talent. Meanwhile, these people work part-time at your local gym, scrubbing the cum off the gym showers. I don't know who's telling these people they know more than these NFL GMs and coaches, but whoever is just really needs to stop it. Needless to say, look, if you're a diehard NFL fan or a fan of an NFL team, I hope your team got the guy you wanted. But for me, the NFL draft is just really not for me. Don't get me wrong, you won't find much of a bigger NFL fan than me, but NFL draft to me is just a waste of time. You can recap all the results on the shitter in the morning. Spending time looking over results from the draft is just silly to me. All right, so so the play for tomorrow is going to be Diamondbacks minus 110. Now, these two teams faced off about a week ago, Robbie Ray versus Kyle Hendricks, in a similar, exact same match. It's quite rare in Major League Baseball to see this happen, where pitchers will face each other in back-to-backs of starts. Both pitchers pitched really well in that game. It wound up being a 5-1 victory for Kyle Hendricks. In a game played at Wrigley with the wind blowing in severely, definitely helped both pitchers as well. Look, a few reasons why I like the Diamondbacks in this spot at minus 110. And just to note, I do believe this line will probably move in the inverse direction of this video. The Cubs just always take a lot of money, and the Diamondbacks just aren't a team that a lot of the public likes this year. So you might be able to get a better number than minus 110, but just want to let you know that I would expect this line to go the other way. Either way, so the Diamondbacks are winners of 4 straight at Pittsburgh, winners of 9 of 11. Now come back home with one of their better arms going in Robbie Ray. Now Robbie Ray is your prototypical sexy but volatile pitcher. He can pile up Ks, but he can also concede runs in batches. He can be hot and cold, but he has tremendous numbers versus this Cubs team. He's basically their father. His numbers are, collectively as a team, the Cubs hit him at 149, OPS of 448. Now, BVP can only be taken with a grain of salt. I always tell you guys this, but clearly he's got the Cubs hitters fooled. Could this change tomorrow? Absolutely, but look, Ray has an ERA of about 1 through his last 3 starts versus the Cubs between last season and this one, and I just can't assume that's going to change tomorrow. But again, certainly could. Kyle Hendricks, though, on the other side, has great numbers versus this Diamondbacks team, much like Ray does versus the Cubs. The Dbacks only hit him at 179. He also struck out 11 in his last start. Look, strikeouts aren't Hendricks' thing. He's really a ground ball pitcher. That's really what he's going for. Throws that sinker. Now, the advanced metrics on Hendricks don't tell a really good story. Now, you might look at his ERA and think, not bad. But his line drive rate is 3.5% higher than what it was last year. His ground ball to fly ball rate is down 0.3 from last year, and that's important because he's a ground ball pitcher. He needs to get ground balls to be successful, especially since he, in most cases, doesn't strike guys out. And his hard hit percentage is 8% higher than last season as well. Also, thus far, hitters are hitting Kyle Hendricks at over 300 collectively this year, and his whip is 1.67. To counter this, opponents are hitting Robbie Ray at 191 this year. I mean, look, there's just a lot of things that point to Hendricks being somewhat lucky so far this year with his ERA where it is. Robbie Ray's advanced metrics are basically right on par with his career and what they've been the last few years. His ground ball to fly ball rate is a little lower than last year, but his home run rate is down 10% from last year. That's crazy. His line drive rate and hard hit rate are just basically identical to last year. Now, what do these numbers really mean? The long short is that Hendricks has been a bit luckier than his numbers indicate. I'm not saying his luck runs out tomorrow. I've just adjusted my handicapping as such to account for it. As for the lineup, the Cubs are very lefty-heavy, so either Joe Maddon's going to platoon below-average righties here against Ray, or he's going to pump a lineup full of lefties. And while Ray might have what seem to be struggling numbers this year versus lefties, he has dominating stuff for left-handed batters. I would expect those numbers to median out. The Dbacks have plenty of guys that can hit right-handed pitching, and they've done quite well thus far against righties. Now, I know Hendricks just shut them down at Wrigley, but the wind really helped him there. The Diamondbacks should be able to string together some hits, and I do like Ray to really keep this Cubs lineup in check. Look, we're getting the better arm here, arguably the better bats based on the matchup, and the hotter team at home at practically a pick'em. I really like the Diamondbacks here, so again, it's going to be Diamondbacks minus 110 versus the Cubs. That's tomorrow night. So want to thank you guys for watching the video. Please subscribe as always. If you did enjoy the video, thumbs up, and feel free to drop some comments below. Always love interacting with you guys. There's a big slate tomorrow. This is the only video I'm going to be able to give you guys. That's all I have time for today. But I will give another pick or two for Twitter tomorrow. So definitely check that out as well. You can follow me at Uncle Dunkle. The link is in the description of the video. Again, we've been really hot with the baseball and the tennis as well. I'll be giving the tennis more on the Twitter than the channel, but I'll be giving more on the channel as time goes along. But again, tomorrow's Friday, so hopefully you guys head into the weekend on a good note. And again, thank you guys for watching, and I'll be back with another video tomorrow night.